Hi, my name is Maria5. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to my channel if you're not so new. Happy International Women's Day. This is a day to celebrate women from every walk of life. I have a book written by a woman about a woman, well, a family, but specifically the heroine is a woman. The tea made by a woman. And this, this is, I made this, but this is a shirt, but it has been specifically designed as a pattern by a woman. So I tried to make it all inclusive. And I'm here today with a tea and a make and a book. I know, fancy that, right? All right, so for the tea today, I have something called Lemon Lollipop, and it is from www.teaboutique.ca. I will link it down below. And this is it here. Right here, you can see it. It is really faintly yellow. It looks like lemonade. It smells divine. This tea is absolutely amazing. I'm going to read the ingredients for you, just so you get an idea. Pineapple, pineapple sugar, apple, lemon granulate, glucose syrup, lemon juice concentrate, sugared apricots, starch thickener, lemon wedges, lemon, natural flavor, and red currants. So this is 50 grams. It's not a really large. You can kind of see what it looks like here. And it's not particularly large, and it was $10. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so expensive for tea. But it actually is worth every penny. It's not that much more than anything else you would pay. It is absolutely worth every penny. So there is a website. You can order lots of different varieties. This is Lemon Lollipop, and it is apparently really good for the liver. So there you have it. Super, super delicious. That is the tea for today. And then I have the make, which is this. It's a top. It's made out of, well, it's a pattern that I borrowed from my mom, and then I traced that pattern onto paper and what I thought would be my size that would fit, and then made it out of this really quite a thick cotton, probably not the best fabric for it. But it's got these beautiful kimono sleeves. I don't know if you can see them. They're large. I really like them. But yes, I would make this again, but I would do it in a much softer fabric. But this is a working muslin, as they say. It's just cut it out and see if it's going to fit, if it's going to work, if there are any modifications. This particular one isn't particularly long, but I can see myself making a little break, adding a little bit of sheer fabric or lace, something like that, and then lengthening the bottom so it's a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with this make. So, all right, on to the novel. The novel is The 7 Skins of Esther Wilding. The 7 Skins of Esther Wilding. It's by Molly Ringland, 2024. In this book, oh, I cried, I laughed out loud. It was so good. So good. I can't even recommend this enough. So shells play a big, and you can kind of see the iridescence, and I kind of tried to, well, I don't know if you can get it or not, but I did try to do my nails on that iridescence, and they're just coming off as white. But yes, the Aboriginals, this takes place in Denmark as well as Tasmania. And it's, wow, so good. So we have a family. The family is Esther, also known as Starry, Aurora, who has renamed herself Aura, Jack, the dad, and Freya, the mom. And then there's all this, of course, extended family, friends. And it's almost a coming of age story, except that she's in her 20s. So a little bit of a loose cannon, shall we say. She is coming home to her parents' house, Shell House. I don't know why it's called that, but shells do play an important part in the whole. There's all this gathering of shells, and the indigenous people of Tasmania making these shell necklaces. So that does play a big part of it. So she's going to Shell House for a funeral for her sister. The sister has disappeared over a year ago, and nobody really understands. Nobody really knows why. But while she is there, while Starry is there, her parents say, we found a journal from Aura. Please look at this. Please read it. And please, we'd like you to go to Denmark. Figure it out. So Aurora is fascinated with fairy tales and storytelling. And this is, you know, it's one of those things that either you really gravitate toward or you do not. And I was in my 20s, and this book had just come out. Women Who Run with the Wolves by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And I read it, and then I, lent it to somebody, not really worrying about it. And then it got brought up again, and I was just like, oh, so I bought another book, read it again, gave it away. So, third time, it takes me a while sometimes. This is the one of two books, actually, that this has happened to me with. However, yeah, the third time here, Women Who Run with the Wolves. And this book is filled with storytelling from these universal themes. And the maiden, the maid, and the crone, and women, and aging. And it's beautiful. If you have not read this, she's got a couple others. And she has written 5 books in total. And yeah, I personally, and I'm not a big person for stories and storytelling and anthropology. That is not really my thing, but I think it's well worth taking a look at and reading, even if you don't buy a copy 3 times and read it 3 times. And then, of course, listen to the audiobooks. Yeah, definitely well worth it. Just connecting to women's roots. And seeing as this is International Women's Day, I thought this would be rather apropos. So, back to Molly Ringland. She goes on this journey. And so this journal, her sister wrote in until she was about 15. There was a traumatic event that her parents knew about, but she didn't know about. She was kept in the dark about. But these are the 7 skins that Aura has written down. The first skin, death. The second skin, reckoning. The third skin, invitation. The fourth skin, threshold. The fifth skin, discovery. The sixth skin, resistance. The seventh skin, homecoming. So maybe because I read so much, I kind of guessed at what the event was, but it doesn't come out until much later what that event was. And then we get the whole story. And it's this girl who's filled with so much anger. And I can relate to that, actually. I think I was rather angry at that age, too. And yeah, not a particularly close relationship with her mother, close to her dad, but yeah, just her and her mother just never really connected. They were always either butting heads or just she was excluded. Of course, a lot of it, of course, is up here. Of course it is. But there is a little bit of truth to it as well. So on she goes. She goes on to Denmark and tries to figure out what's going on with her. But she does everything so headstrong. She does it all exactly the way you wouldn't really want to be doing it and approaching it. And there she goes, just plowing through a little bit like a bull in a china shop. Just, it's a little bit painful, but you're rooting for her. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. I really, really enjoyed this book. It was so good on so many levels. And Starry is just this amazing heroine that does push through at the end, and it's so good. It's just such a good... I'm just going to read you a little bit of her work, just so you can feel the diction, the language. The light was purpling when Esther got back to the shell house. In the dusky garden, the white marquee used for Aura's memorial was still standing, a ghost ship. Esther idled the combi along the driveway to a stop. She sat staring in the beam of the headlights at the shovel with a folded piece of paper to its handle, propped against the side of the house. Beside it, on the dirt, lay a posse of pink paper daisies. And this is her, just that anger. But it's all internal. She doesn't say any of this. Esther had to force herself to swallow her words. I would never have left if either of you had shown up when you said you would, had chosen our family over your own grief. They resumed eating, avoided each other's eye contact. A request for salt or more bread occasionally broke the strained silence. You can feel that, or I can feel that. Just absolutely amazing. Just, yeah, brilliant, brilliant writing. Esther stepped into his hug. Hi, Dad. She softened her body into the reliability of his worn flannel shirt and the smell of the same sandalwood soap on his skin. The hard edge of his collarbone was unyielding against her cheek. There was so little of him for her to bury herself in. Hidden in costume the night before, she hadn't realized how much of a physical toll the last year had taken on him. Wow. Just, yeah, good writing. Beautiful storytelling and a great story. And just, yeah, Starry, what an amazing character. So, The Seven Skins of Esther Wilding. Definitely worth looking into, picking up, giving it a read. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe. Those things really do matter on YouTube. And we will talk to you again next Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.